Last year we got one of the most divisive films in recent memory, Batman vs Superman. It divided the fans of the genre to such an extent that some claimed it to be a masterpiece, while the others panned it down and labelled it a complete mess. The rage among a major chunk of fans intensified to a level where they were busy signing off a petition to Warner Brothers to cut off Zack Snyder from being a part of any upcoming DCEU movies. Never has a movie in general, let alone a superhero movie, divided the masses like this one. Even in the latter half of 2016, when the debate had showed no signs of dissolving, I started contemplating as to why are people hating it so much. This massive divisiveness perplexed me. At one side we had people absolutely praising it, and at the other side we had people flatly condemning it. After pondering for a considerable time, I most certainly believe the answer to the hate it garnered was due to expectation. People expected something and what they received was something else altogether. This wrongful expectations eventually disappointed the people because they most certainly didn't get what they thought they would. Now people had formed namely two types of expectations for Batman vs Superman. Well, Nolan's Dark Knight, which was a semi-adaptation of Batman, was completely in the reality realm, and expecting Justice League to follow suit was delusional. There's quite a difference between reality and comic. The Dark Knight was just based on DC characters but had no ties whatsoever to the comic elements of the DC comics. Since the expectation was something else and what they received was something entirely different, people couldn't accept it and ended up despising it. The second blunder everyone made in forming the expectations was expecting Batman vs Superman to be cheery youthful as the Marvel movies. The major criticism Batman vs Superman has got is that it is just overly dark and gritty and there is no fun element at all. I mean, were people expecting a friendly neighborhood Batman fighting a fun-loving friendly Kryptonian? Over the years, Marvel has led people to believe that movies based on comic books are hilarious and fun-filled. But people often seem to ignore the fact that personalities of DC characters are far more different and distinct than the personalities of the Marvel characters. Well, I'm not saying a comic book movie shouldn't be light-hearted and fun at all, but then again, not being cheery is not enough reason to pan it down to this extent. If you're firmly against Batman vs Superman, then I was never going to change your mind and you might have already ended up hating me. Well, I most certainly do like this movie, but I'm not saying Batman vs Superman is a masterpiece or it was perfect, because it wasn't. Quite evidently, it had its own flaws, and some major flaws too.
Find him! Save Martha!
But at the end of the day, I'm positive it does not deserve the hate it receives. Well, it was just an honest opinion. If you did like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. So until the next time, see ya.